Howdy, folks. Don't have my camera on today because I have like a weird thing in my eye. Weird. Nobody wants to see that. Don't need to document my illnesses. So, got my little robot thing up right now. Hola. Hey, White Bandit. Hey, Quixana. Zukan is a robot too now. Yeah. Fielder, how you doing, man? Slowly, we're all turning into robots now. I didn't get around to trying Evercraft now. Argon, I got a haircut. What do you think? Suits you. Okay. Thank you. And that trying to just polish stuff up now, I guess. These posies are pretty goofy. Pretty rough. Fielder says, looking great. Has there been any discussion on if druids will get wolf form and when in their spell levels? I mean, the druids already have jackal form, and my assumption has always been that that is like a placeholder for wolf form. I mean, there's been no outright this is the case. So I'm just assuming certain things. I don't know. My assumption is that yes, they look at wolf form. I don't know what level that might happen, but I don't know that. But again, that's just me assuming. So it could change, could not be the case. I don't know. I mean, I'm certainly pro wolf form. I had a druid. I've said it many times. Halfling druid is my first character, so I'm partial to them. Hey, Grix. If I'm possum, how you doing? So since Sean showed off the class icon thing, and show this, I guess, too. This is what it looks like. This one doesn't animate, this is just an image. Do we still have the video? I wonder. That opens. Oh wait, yeah, that's what I did this weekend. Is I got a little bit of I got to start on the class icon stuff, class symbols. Simple little thing. This is pretty rough. Obviously, you still need to model it out in greater detail and do better textures and stuff, but I wanted to throw together something that did all the basic things. Yeah, I made that. Goblin did a little Goblin and I were like doodling some ideas for stuff, and this is one of the ideas that he put forth that looked pretty good. This would be the warrior for the fighter. It's got the fighter helmet and sword and mace and a shield back there. I don't know how many of those I'll get through by the time we have another test, but there will at least be that one. Yeah, it's fun. Fun making a little thing like that. So the robot gave me an idea kinda. Gnomes sure do love tinkering, and wouldn't it be cool if there was a little subquest hub or something with gnomes working on stuff and making robots? I think I mean I'm definitely interested in having clockworks and stuff in the game. That's what you're insinuating. And I think it's lore wise, I think that fits the deep gnomes. So that might be something that kind of crops up more for them, perhaps. If I'm not mistaken, but I'm not actually sure. So don't actually quote me on that. 'Cause I don't know. But that's what I think. But I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know that shit. I don't know. I don't know, man. Would it be cool? I think it's. I would call it like a autocure. Autocure. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Imagine that S is a D. Or, yeah. I mean, posicure also kind of works. Whatever. Hey, Phil Dane, how you doing? And posicure is the plural, I guess, right? You have more than one paw. Yeah, I'm a robot now. I'm going back. I'm not as loving though. I'm a grumpy robot. Oh boy. Hey Dragon, how you doing, man? Everybody's Monday is going easy. Yeah, man. Hope so. That's what we all need right now. Just an easy Monday.
Zukan, have you saved your work lately, ya lizard-loven landlubber? When's the next challenge?
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about challenges.
Newsflash, outstanding observational skills. It is very much an itchy game. We are making a game that's not meant for everyone, and in staying airily focused, we are hoping that it's a game that we can continue to bootstrap the development of ourselves. More investment means more desire for return on
Uh-oh. There's a word count, I guess, on the... where it gives up. More investment means more desire for return on investment, means more need to appeal to a broader audience, which in turn means more features, dilution, hand-holding, and in our opinion, more risk. So it's just like copied from the monstersandmemories.com. A great location to find out about the project that I'm working on, perhaps. I don't think I can. I wish it was more of like a pan. What's the Pan-American accent, or the transatlantic accent? I guess is what it's called. I don't know if it's actually trying to do that and just really does a bad job. That's what it was, though. Half a wolf and a placeholder pick. Must be a budget stream. Yeah, man. You better get used to it. I think if I have to like modify some stuff and do like a more budget stream during the summer, save power and stuff, might be what it looks like. Probably won't even have chat or overlays or anything, or have to switch to using the what's it called? Stream element stuff more. Look at that fluffy boy. Yeah, starting to come together. Hopefully I'm not losing... I keep zooming out because I want to see it kind of smaller to make sure I'm not, like, losing anything. I don't know, maybe I might be losing some... Maybe I'll try and make this a little bit darker. Over here. Try and do like a bit of a highlight or something. I don't know. Think Philin says I think the game will go through another art pass at some point in development. What do you mean by art pass? Like a change in art direction, or just like going and polishing more things? Because there's a lot of stuff that we have in the game right now that are... There's a lot of placeholder or kind of unfinished things, like texture-wise. Like a lot of the textures on the characters, I wouldn't say are done. Because the way I've worked is like I've kind of tried to throw something together fairly quickly, and then kind of put it in game in the hopes that people would give me feedback and then I could proceed. But kind of what tends to happen is like, you know, I just never get back around to doing the next round. I kind of like stuff kind of sits in game for a bit and I move on. And then, you know, like 6 months to a year later, people are like, this looks kind of weird. And then I'm like knee deep in other shit. So at some point, like, I do need to go back through stuff and clean up some things. But at least at that point, we will have ironed out a lot of the issues. Because like a lot of the time, there's also like stuff kind of gets thrown in there as a placeholder so that we have something to work with and something to feel out. Like if we're unsure about either this, how it's going to look or how it's going to look across all the races or just the system in general. So like some of the, if you're watching Sean's stream earlier today, there are some like the tattered cloth that they had on was like those wrappings and stuff, and that shit like I threw together in a sitting. I just because I was testing out to make sure that if we did like just wraps like that, would that cause issues with like female characters, and how would it look on all the races and stuff, and we were still sorting out UV issues. So those will be updated for sure. And there's a lot of stuff that's kind of like that, but not every. I mean, I think everything could probably do with like a pass, no doubt, to make sure everything's good. So, I guess the short answer is yes. Like there'll be a polish pass for stuff and trying to make sure everything looks good. But in terms of like any sort of like shift in art direction or anything like that, I don't think so. We're pretty solidly in our niche, art wise. Nope. Although, I mean, like in their defense, to a certain degree, like I don't think they intended or wanted to do that. I think it sounded like it was more a necessity. So, from our standpoint, you know, we don't. It sounded like they didn't plan for it. I guess I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest difference is they were working off of some purchased assets from like Unity Store and stuff. So I guess to on some level maybe they expected to have to do that, but from the get-go we have been making our own stuff. Like even the capsules, Sean made those. Sean modeled and animated those things. So, I mean, and those were very obvious placeholder stuff. So they don't really. I mean, honestly, they didn't set any sort of expectation on what stuff would look like, but people, like myself included, got kind of attached to them regardless. So I think it's just tricky when like working with placeholder stuff like that, because no matter how placeholder they are, people can get accustomed to them. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how closely I was following Pantheon stuff. I check in and I watch videos and stuff, but I don't like read Discord on them and stuff, or anything beyond like YouTube videos and like headlines, I guess. But it sounded like they, like even from the very beginning, they had assets, right? And then I guess I don't know at what point they switched to other things, and I don't know how much of that was switching to just different assets or stuff that was made. I think it sounds like there was throughout the entire time it's been in production, there has been kind of a lot of kind of changing stuff up for one reason or another. And maybe it's just them finding themselves, which is totally reasonable. I mean, we did our like, if you look at our own stuff, we did the same thing. We did a lot of changing and swapping, and God, how many times have I redone the character UV layout? It's been a number of times. So, but like for each time we did that, stuff didn't change too drastically. It's just tweaks and stuff. So. Hopefully I did everything on the right layer there. Beep boop. Redbeard playing. Beep boop. All M&M devs are just robots in disguise. Yeah, you guys thought that like we had a whole team of people, but it was really just Sean and a bunch of AI bots doing all the work. Really, truth comes out. I forgot to put on my human mask today.
Quick question. When was the last time you hit save?
Save again. I went to the grocery store today, got my usual, and I was in the checkout. It's like, should I get another bag of Hershey Kisses? Or should I just not and be an adult? And I was like, I probably shouldn't. So I didn't get any. And I was like, I know I'm gonna regret it later. I'm gonna feel like I want a snack or something and won't have anything. Guess what I want right now? I got no snacky snacks. Being an adult sucks. It's way overrated, honestly. Like, I don't even partake in a lot of the cool adult things anyway, so it's just all wasted on me. Like, one thing I used to do, which was a benefit, was like going to the store at a moment's notice at like 10 or something, 9 or 10 at night, and buying a box of cookies for myself and just snicky snacking on those. But they don't even sell those cookies anymore. They were like the grocery bakery ones. They were amazing. I don't have them anymore. So why am I still an adult? Kind of messed up. Who do I complain to? Who do I sue here? I'm not happy about it. I have been cheated and lied to. Hey Redbeard, you still there? I have a question. Okay, first of all, did you happen to see Sean's stream? He showed off the class symbol, the first one that I made. The warrior one. It's in there now. A little 3D animated little dookie. This needs more work still. This is one of the placeholder things I was talking about. It'll be nicer eventually. My question to Redbeard here is, do you have any suggestions for the Necromancer one? That's your class, right? You're a Necro. Here's some concepts that we were doodling up. I did this one for the Necromancer, where it's like it's the spell book, some like spooky Necro stuff, and then like a skeleton that will. Just thinking he could kind of come out of the shadows and like grab the book and then disappear, something like that. But I don't know. The Necromancer, the EverQuest Necromancer one, only care about Redbeard. Yeah, I mean, don't know if I'll do what he wants either. I'm just curious. But if you guys have suggestions in general, I will read them. But it's not a guarantee that it'll work. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You know what? Never mind. Redbeard, I don't care what you think. Hope you got your pearls to clutch ready. It was all a setup. I was coming full circle on the me having to say something bad about Redbeard or something. Consider them clutched. White Bandit says, I think making the icons too busy is bad personally. The headbutt on the warrior one is a bit extreme, but that's why you don't care about my opinion. Yeah, I guess so. I mean that's not invalid. I could just have them spin around or something. I think part of it, I want them to animate. Right. Okay. That's part of this. And there is a layer to it being a thing, looking interesting as a static, because maybe I'm getting ahead of myself with this thought, but one of my thoughts in designing these is that if they look kind of cool as a static as well, and then, folks would want them as like a t-shirt that has your class symbol on there, or like a mug. Hey, I play fighter in Monsters Man. Just like shit like that. Just like other uses for the stuff. So like that's one of the thoughts I had with this one was to just have the helmet and the weapons. And Goblin suggested adding the shield, which I think adds to the overall thing, the overall design of it. But then I guess there's a lot going on, and then if it's all moving as well, there's a lot that I could see it getting busy. So I don't know. There's probably more to be done on that front to really hone in on what we want to do there. Redbeard says, also I know it's not what you wanted, but now I want to get artistic, so I'll DM you a shitty concept later for fun. Get out of my Photoshop for something other than thumbnails. Oh. Main issue I have with the headbutt is that it makes the focus off center. Yeah, I could just have the helmet like spin around, or maybe I just don't have it really move. Maybe I could just kind of have it like, maybe it would have some eyes or something. I don't know. Maybe that'd be too Shadow Knighty though. I'll figure it out. That's why it's still rough. It's like I threw it together in a day to like see what we wanted to do with, like, what would make sense. So White Bandit says, I'm still planning to get a monk tattoo of the EQ one. Just haven't gotten around to it. Yeah, see? Like, I figure people will like if we reach any sort of success that we're shooting for, I suspect there will be one knucklehead out there who gets a tattoo of something from the game, right? I say that as someone who got an EverQuest tattoo, so I'm not throwing shade. Is that a PvP icon? No, it's the fighter class symbol. It shows up in your inventory. I like the static, it's perfect. Yeah, well, I mean, it will be, I think my intention is for it to be just kind of idle, and then it'll like pulse a movement. Like just how the EverQuest ones just kind of sit there, and then it does like a little thing, and then it goes back. So like, even if I go back to the video, this one is like doing it pretty rapidly because it doesn't have a buffer in the thing. This is moving a lot. But I guess even with the movement, it might be too much. I don't know. Something to tone to what's the word? Can't think of the word. I'm trying to think of. Which class icon will be clutching pearls? That's going to be the Necromancer now, Thulin, because of Redbeard. That's what we're going to do. Hey, Trinity. You guys are asking, what EQ tattoo do you have? So actually, the very first tattoo I got was Furion of Eye. It's on my forearm here. It's the style of it is a little bit characterized. Or I suppose it's a lot characterized. Yeah, what a time to not have the camera on, right? I don't know if I can like bend in a way that you guys would see it very well. But yeah, so I have a Variant of I, and then I have a Spyro the Dragon, and I have Crash Bandicoot. And I'm gonna get more. I want to do my entire arm as like video game characters. Got Gordon Freeman and Pikachu on the list as the next ones. There's like all ones that like I kind of grew up playing and stuff, right? So I think some of the ones on the list are going to be a little bit harder for me to figure something out. Like I really like Vanguard, but I don't really know what would be a good thing to take away from that, because you know, there's no main character. There's the 30 people on the box art, but they don't really have any relevance to anything that is well known, at least. And I don't really care for them anyway, so. White Bandit says for the Necromancer, I assume, Scythe, Skull, and Magic. All I want to see for Necro. Simple glowy magic would be enough for me. I think a Scythe could be difficult to fit in there, unless it was like cut off, but I don't want to cut stuff off. I'd like it to be self-contained. Maybe if it was like, I could hide it behind something, but that still kind of cuts it off. I think your Necker design with the skeleton holding the book is sick. Thanks, Matt, dude. It could be cool. I think it all comes down to, like, all of them come down to how it works, how it looks all done up. So I'd started on another one. Started on the Druid one. And I'm beginning to wonder if it's going to work or not. Because it looks cool as a sketch, but when we start adding effects to it and shit, it might be too much. I haven't posted them. I probably shouldn't even shown the concept for this stuff. Probably keep them relatively secret, so you guys have to show up for the next test to check them out. Because they need motivation to show up, haha. I haven't seen you log in a long while, Fielder, okay? So clearly you don't care. Make Ollie sad. Thoughts on animating them on twos so it's kind of stop motion? Sean was saying it was performance issue, but I thought it broke down to animation. I don't know. I mean, right now the way we have it working, like I tried a video, but right now it's a sprite. It's actually an animated sprite, so I don't think we're running into any performance problems. I suspect that it's pretty lightweight. So I'm not worried about performance. But like if we wanted to try and make it look like stop motion, I don't know about that. I'm not immediately sold on the idea. I mean, yeah, I don't know. I suppose if we saw it done and it was cool, maybe, but like, I don't know, man. That seems like an extra amount of effort for something that's not that big of a game changer, in my opinion. Like, if that was a bigger theme across the game as a whole, like we had some more stop motion-y type looks or something in general animation, that would make more sense. I care and want to log in. Let me have this account. Just for clarity, I wasn't insinuating that like Fielder has like some secret account he can log in on or anything. I was just teasing him for not logging in because the servers are turned off for everybody. That's where that joke was, so not to make people think otherwise. Actually, not. We don't have the friends and family thing going anymore right now. Dylan says, it's a very small thing to begin with anyway. As iconic as the EQ class icons were, it felt really out of place in my opinion. Just got used to them over time. I don't know. I guess an argument could be made that they're out of place in a certain extent. Them being pre-rendered and kind of higher fidelity than like in-game stuff, but I think it wasn't unique to them. Like if you look at like Might and Magic or one of those other games, they have kind of a pretty advanced pre-rendered UI in a lot of cases, and then the actual game is, you know, low res and shit. That's just kind of the style. But also they did the same thing with the fucking icons, item icons and stuff. Like those, I don't know if you guys know, but those are these are CG in a lot of cases. I don't know how obvious that is, but like especially particularly the metal. Let me zoom in on this. Like these boots, all these jewelry pieces. This helmet. And I suspect a lot of the other stuff are modeled and rendered as well. It just doesn't show it so well because of they're not as shiny. Like the stuff being shiny really helps sell the shape of stuff. But yeah. So like this is the same kind of stuff as the class symbols. Kind of works together, in my opinion. That's my argument. I don't know. I kind of like that. I'm a big fan of that look, personally. Like the early CG. It's neato. Speaking of that, redo all the item icons in M&M as 3D models. I mean, that was part of the conversation. Like my desire was to have a similar look with the icons, and I did some like the ring that is in there is the one I did, and then Goblin, I think he painted over it a little bit. He redid the gem and stuff probably, and maybe some other stuff, but and I did a torch. I took the ones that some of the early ones he did, and I tried to turn them into 3D, and then the ring was one I just did. So, oh, where it is? So, I mean, it's doable. The problem is, it takes way more time, and Goblin is so damn fast. So I think maybe there's some that we would kind of look at and be like, maybe we'll do some 3D of like particular ones or something, because like again, looking at the ones that the EverQuest ones, not all of them really benefit from the 3D conversion, so it's not worth it to do it on all of them probably, but maybe there are some that it would be a good idea to do. But that's just more stuff to do. Hey, Thadvik. Valorol, what's going on? I do miss the old school Druid Wolf model from back in the day. So iconic. Yeah, hopefully this guy is a decent stand-in. I think the old school Wolf model is cool, but he is a little goofy. I wanted ours to kind of feel similar, but not look as goofy, so hopefully I'm striking a decent balance there at least. Yeah, I feel like this one, right now, you know, this guy kind of feels like a good sort of a good mix. If I'm being very, if you allow me to be self-indulgent for a sec, it's a good kind of almost hybrid of the original EverQuest Wolf and the Lucklin one, because the Lucklin one, there were some interesting elements to that one as well, even though it was, you know, that one wasn't too bad actually. It could sit down at least. That was a huge improvement. The original one couldn't even sit down. Disrespectful. You know, actually, one thing I did do, I adjusted his legs because I did a test. He's rigged up a little. I threw him on the rig, and I tried to make him sit, and I was having trouble making it look okay. So I wound up adjusting the legs a little bit, the back legs, so that he would sit more naturally, because that's important to me. Belleroth asks, is the animation process for a model like this super labor intensive? You'd have to ask Arkenstaff, because he does the animations. I don't really do animations so much anymore. It's not really my speciality anyway, so but I suspect that this guy wouldn't be too bad comparatively, but I don't know. Yeah, they should. All our animations have been in Blender. They work fine. When Sean was doing the animations for the capsule people, he did it in Blender. And when I did some animation work, I actually did it in a separate program, and then I imported that stuff into Blender, and then I I exported all of that from Blender into Unity. So we've always used Blender, the animation stuff. And now that Arkenstaff's doing that, he uses Blender as well. don't know why this if I double tap the erase hotkey, it changes it to 0%. I guess that explains why it's happening. I don't know how to change that. What model am I moving to next? Don't know yet. Need to talk to Zach and see which one of the ones next on the list he's interested in. We'll figure out how to disperse the workload. Can make a little robot self. Trolls are not modeled, no. Not yet. I'm looking forward to seeing you get into the giant model. Well, Zach's already doing the giant, so I won't be doing that. Zach was streaming over the weekend, the giant. Should look up ZBrushed on Twitch. Maybe I don't know if he has the.
Quick question. When was the last time you hit save?
I don't know if he has his VODs on automatically saved or not, but how do I do a shout out? I don't know.
Make it chunkier.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, he's got the VODs on there. Give him a follow. Check him out if you want. He does very good work. I like that sharks are in plural. Yeah, I'm gonna do a regular like white, great white kind of shark, and then I want to do a hammerhead. It should be pretty quick to just do both. So that's why it's pluralized. Yeah, now that Zach is streaming, I expect you two to compete for the coolest shit. I can't compete with him, dude. He's too good. He's got 20 years of experience, like, working in the industry. I'm just some knucklehead trying to paint a fucking wolf. No competition. I'd assume slugs would be in the wood elf area. Who knows? It could be anywhere. Add one wolf to the resume. Yeah. You know, the orc turned out pretty well. I like how the orc turned out, and I think that was a solid one. I think the dragon needs some things to bump it up a little bit. Some of the things I'm learning from the wolf I can take and apply to the dragon, because one of the issues I was having, I don't know if I have the screenshot still. Like this is an older screenshot of the wolf, and I was like struggling to paint the fur while also maintain like the shape of the body, like the form. Like if we do a side by side here of these two, like which one of these looks like it has more 3D to it? I think it's this one, because it does. And like the way I did this one, it was, you know, it's just kind of a change, a mindset shift on how to actually do the thing. So I think I did the same problems I had with this are the same problems I had with the dragon. So I think a lot of what I learned on this guy, I can go back and kind of try and bump up the level of coolness for the dragon. Something I'd like to do if, I mean, I'll have to find the time to do it. There's just so much shit to do. And there's like, I might just attach the head to the necks, so that it looks more cohesive. But yeah. How and when to define shapes makes for something interesting decisions. Yes. Yeah, it's tricky because, like, I don't know, I found it tricky anyway because it's easy to think of the wolf as a 3D shape, like if you pull up like this, you're like, okay, these are the muscle groups of a canine. I need to try and make some of these larger groups and shapes present on this thing so it looks like a wolf. But also the fur has to look like fur. So in the process of like making the like step one is, you know, get the muscle groups in there, and then step two is make it furry. So I think what happened was in the process of when I got to step two, I tried to make it furry. I focused so much on making it look, trying to make it look furry that I lost step one. Like this kind of overrid this stuff. So that was the challenge that I had to figure out how to do properly. And Zach helped me out a lot with that. He was very patient with my dumbass, and I was like, "Am I doing it right yet?" So I think he's in a good spot. Like, you know, you can make it's never going to be perfect, but I think it's hitting a mark that, you know, it looks like something at least. So. So right now, what I need to do is get the main more in line. I feel like it needs a little bit more. It's very kind of clean, maybe a little bit too bright, perhaps. I don't know. I need to add some dimension to that right now. But before that, I need to go to the bathroom, so I'm gonna AFK real quick. Be right back. All right. I don't remember what music plays on the AFK thing now. I think I got rid of the dancing one. Because of I was afraid I was getting flagged with I mean, I think I was getting flagged with copyright stuff, so yeah. Hey Lucifer, how you doing? You know, Chinny D, going back to your comment about the orc real quick. We haven't, I don't know where they're at in game. I'm actually looking forward to seeing them. I don't know where they're at, actually. That's cool, Redbeard. Is that like sort of icy, or is it in darkness? The hand, you drew the hand in with a white and a light blue, so it gives off like icy vibes. Man, you know, I don't want to spoil anything, but I guess orcs are gonna be, we're gonna see them probably soon, I think. It's kind of thinking icy hand, smoke, dark for contrast and around. I see. That is a different take than I was thinking, right? Because like you were I remember I was watching your video with Joppa, and he was asking you about kind of there's like your take on necromancers. What kind of necromancer do you like? And you kind of described sort of three types, where there's like the skeleton necromancer, there's like the corpse explosion, and then I forget what the third one was, but I guess there's like basically three levels of kind of gruesomeness, and the skeleton one being kind of the, I guess, more clean, the blood type. Yeah, I always think of like necromancer, at least like the overall vibe for the M&M necromancer is like, I don't think EverQuest nor M&M has any sort of cold influences. And I guess the symbol doesn't have to necessarily reflect 100% like the abilities and stuff that the class has. It's more of like a vibe check. But I don't know if ice magic, spooky ice magic, is part of there. But I don't know, maybe there's something in there. I'll stick it in my memory bank, and I'll download it and everything. Maybe we'll see what becomes of things. Was Chill Bones? What's that? Is that just a pet spell? Ice spell that turned enemies into a skeleton. Oh shit. That spell was awesome. Oh yeah, okay. I only knew about the fire one. I guess I didn't know there was an ice one. Is that a higher level one or something? That makes sense. Is it when you turn into a skeleton, does that then make it undead? Can you like use undead shit on him then? They only like to listen to poor white bandit. You need to start streaming, man. Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm Hey, Lucifer. Yeah, sorry. I was talking to Redbeard there. Yeah. So this wolf is a 3D model for a game MMO called Monsters and Memories. I think I want to lighten this bit a bit. That's what I want to do. Yeah, I think if you turn something into something else, and then there's like spells that can do shit to that thing you turned it into, normally, it should do that thing. Because like that's a whole like it's a whole can of worms of combos. I think like that's sort of the sort of stuff that like EverQuest 2, and I know other games did it as well, where they have the heroic opportunities is what they called it. It's like a kind of combo your abilities together, and it does more things. But it's like it would be way cooler if it was just more natural. Like Necromancer uses a spell to turn the thing into an undead, and then the Paladin or the Cleric just blow it up with turn undead. Yeah, that's way cooler. Changing NPC states, yeah. I don't know how much you could really do that though, like without it starting to get kind of goofy. But I don't know. It would be cool. Certainly would be cool to try out, I suppose. Just make sure the illusions work properly. We generally never even use those spells because those mobs would bug out and drop through the world and ruin the day. Oh man. Yeah, there's some issues that still need to be ironed out with illusions. Like some players.
Quick question. When was the last time you hit save?
Oh, I better save. Necromancer then turns Cleric Paladin into undead pets. Oh. And then the paladin commits Sudoku and turns himself, casts Turn Undead on himself, and explodes. It depends, Thulin, it depends on the lore of the necromancer, I guess. I think that's one thing that's seems like it's different with M&M lore. Shadow Knights and necromancers aren't necessarily like evil, like heretics kind of like stuff. Sounds like it's more like like having a foreigner or something at in your group. A little creepy job, but necessary perhaps, or something like that. I don't know. That's what I remember. What do I know? I keep getting yelled at for spilling the beans. I should just stop talking. I don't know why they let me stream. I have no friends, so I made one. Yeah. Did you? I was gonna make some snarky joke about you testing the fall damage in ACO. By the way, I didn't see any of that. I think it was a insufficient review. I didn't learn the information I needed to learn from that. You tested it in the well, as I presume. It's not dangerous. Oh, okay. There was like a well in the middle, like a a watering well in the middle of the town and stuff. Accidentally on purpose, perhaps. But it tested the fall damage on top of the ogre city. Tried to convince Joppa to do it when he's playing too. Did is there any announcement, or is Joppa like streaming? How often does Joppa stream in general? Like, I don't think I've ever seen him. Not that I haven't followed, so I wouldn't really know. But does he stream regularly? He just streamed a bit of Pantheon Dev. Oh, cool. Yeah, I was gonna say, heard that he's starting to stream development now. Is that gonna be a regular thing? He does like design stuff, doesn't he? That's one thing that we don't actually stream here, because spoilers. Even though I just spilled the beans anyway. He showed a little bit of Unity shifting rocks and things. So he's dungeon decorating like Sean. Okay. I mean, that works. Probably get a... I don't know, maybe that will help. Help with certain things. Yeah, I think I would like some channeled spells for us too. Like, I think I don't know what's going on that front, but I think maybe the ability to have stuff channeled would make for some interesting mechanic options for like mechanics and shit. Like, because there's the whole discussion about like charm. Like, how do we balance? What do we do for charm so it's not insane? And one of the suggestions was, what if I'm pretty sure I put this forth. I don't remember, so I won't try to take credit or anything. But the World of Warcraft charm, the mind control, is like you have to channel it, and you take direct control of the thing you're mind controlling. Which I think that's done to balance it for PvP, but I think it could work just as well to balance it for PvE if because people say it's a problem, and that could be a thing. Like, it's one way to do it, I guess, right? There's a lot of things you could do. You could make the pet weaker. You could make it so you can't do anything when you have something charmed, or make it a short. I think making it a shorter duration is just kind of lame. I'd be cool with. Just kind of making it weaker is like I suppose before you even do anything, you need to decide what the fucking goal is with having it in the first place. Is it for DPS? Is it for crowd control? Is it for soloing? Like a way to solo stuff? Because like if it's a CC thing, then the damage doesn't matter so much. But if it's a solo thing, then that's a little more important, I guess. It needs to be able to And if we're just having it in the game because then we need to figure out a reason, I think, to justify it so that we can decide how to maintain it so that we have a direction to go in when we're balancing it, I guess. Because why not? How many channels? I can't wait to hop on my M&M TV. Huh. This guy. Channel effect, but you leave yourself as a potato. I hope it's also a literal physical potato as well. Like, it's like charm plus potato illusion. That would be pretty cool. I think people mostly see the problem it causes in EQ or on progression servers because NPCs tend to be much more powerful than players. So it's a multiplier. A risky one, but still. Yeah. That's why people think it's, or I mean, that's why they say it's overpowered. Because you can charm an NPC and then he or she, you can charm lady NPCs. They are just naturally more powerful at the smacking of the hit points. So Redbeard says, I think trying to think how it works in D&D, I think it's generally one turn or one attack. It could be interesting to think of charm as a temporary debuff that makes it attack nearby NPC instead of controllable pet. That sounds, I'm going to be really honest here, Redbeard, that sounds awful. I mean, it sounds like it would work for turn-based tabletop thing, but I don't know. As an enchanter, I would be super sad. That sounds like it wouldn't be like based on that description. I wouldn't even use it probably. Respectfully decline that suggestion. I'm just messing. But yeah, like I think it complaining that it's overpowered is a legitimate thing. I think I wouldn't be opposed to finding ways to make it more reasonable, I guess, if that's what we want to do, or if we just want to lean into the YOLO, that's how it roll kind of thing. Because like, you know, there are things that we've already said we're not really gonna balance. I don't know. There have been some compromises and shit for other stuff. I think a lot of the CC and stuff, Enchanted gets kind of looked at with a critical eye because a lot of the abilities make it so that you can do a lot of sneaky things, I guess, which is valid. Hey, Vagrant Frontier, that's your saying hey emoji. How you doing? Oh wait, Redbeard, are you meaning like it's not just like a one hit and then the charm breaks? Are you talking about like you charm something and then it just starts wailing on something nearby for like a minute or? Because like I guess that would be a little bit more useful. Because I was thinking the way you described it, I was like, you cast a spell, You charm the thing, it turns and smacks his friend in the face for like 1 round, and then like the spell breaks. And I was thinking, wow, that sounds like a waste of mana. Because like, what if it breaks charm, like something that's missed right next to him too? But if it was like a duration, maybe it would be okay. But like the fact that you can't control it makes it like super risky. Duration, but you don't control it. Yeah. If it functioned like the pet, where you can't control it, but it will defend you. Like, it doesn't attack anything until you get hit, and then it defends you. But you can't control it beyond that. I think that could work. But I think the end result might be the same, perhaps, where like unless you also tweak like the damage values and stuff, you could conceivably still end up in a situation where you have like an ultra powerful pet. So I don't know if that really solves the key complaint. Yeah, where they artificially reduce the damage. I don't remember how EverQuest 2 handled it. I remember not using charm. I don't, at least I should say, I don't remember using charm a lot in EverQuest 2, so I don't think it was as useful. I know the World of Warcraft charm, in addition to it channeling, you having to channel it and you taking direct control, it also did reduce the damage output of the target by like 40% or something. I think I would be cool. Like, here's a thought. Let me just get this out of my brain, and then you guys can tell me it's stupid. So right now, kind of a quirky bug. I don't know if it's a bug or a feature. It's just it happens, and we think it's cool. When you charm like a caster, that caster will start buffing you and your group, and healing it too. So if you're in a group, and you want Spirit of the Wild, and you're hunting the Ashira, you can charm an Ashira druid, and then the Ashira druid will start casting Spirit of Wild on all your party members and yourself. It's pretty cool, and they'll heal you too. It's fucking dope. But it might be problematic. But I was thinking, like, I wonder if charming something and then having it be like really powerful as like a slaughter machine is a problem. I wonder if we did nerf the damage on it, but like you got something, there's some utility from it, like having it cast a spell. Like if you charm the druid, for example, then you get like access to those spells, but it doesn't do offensive. Or maybe you pick like a school of magic for them to use exclusively. Like you want it to cast buffs, and then that's all it does. Maybe there's some utility in there for that. But then the question is, what do you do when it's like a fighter or something? I don't know. Maybe if we like found some some like utility abilities where the charm pet became less of a DPS and more of that's a useful additional buff bot or something. I don't know. The Vanguard Scion Assist had an ability called Mind Spy, where if you cast Mind Spy on an NPC, you would gain an additional ability, and whatever ability that was dependent on the creature that you cast it on. And it was broken into categories of like race type and stuff. Like if you cast Mind Spy on a turtle, you would gain like like a hardened shell ability or something, and it was like a rune or something. I forget exactly what it did. It was probably just like extra physical damage or some shit like that. It was like kind of an extra little fun utility item thing. It didn't break the game, but I think in that iteration, I don't know how critical it was. I don't remember doing it, but maybe there's like one ability that is like super min maxi or something that the pro gamers could probably tell you about, but I was never on that level. So it could have been more useful than I thought it was, but I don't know. But I don't know, maybe if we took that concept and mess with it a little bit, where you charm something, you had a physical, like you actually had the dude, so then it functioned as like a crowd control as well as like utility. That could be interesting. Anyway, that's my idea. You may now proceed to tell me what a shitty idea that is. Thulin says, in WoW they still took full fall damage though. Oh yeah. I see what you're doing there with the winky face. Use it to infiltrate some place, say, yes, these are my prisoners. I like the idea of charm being more than just DPS pet. I'd never make you clutch your pearls like that, Zukan. Oh, okay. I appreciate that. How's this looking? I think we're getting there. I think I'm trying to tone down the dark between this area. I think I need to go turn this off, turn this down a little bit. Does Joppa have a stream schedule set up? Or is he just kind of winging it right now? Maybe I'll tune in, see what's going on. Okay. I'll just have to. Is he on like his own? I think you linked to. Somebody linked a video or something. Maybe it was. Yeah, I'll give him a little follow. See if I can catch him. Alright, let's see how this looks. So I think what's going on right now, I'm finding there's a lot of dark on the top of his head region, and his haunch region, and not a lot going on the mane. And it's kind of, it feels imbalanced. So maybe I should be going the other way, or on the mane, make it a little bit darker or something. Get in there with some. I'm gonna save this and kind of go nuts on it and see what happens. Wolves can only reach their mane with the shampoo. They probably have, like, you know, those like the sponges on a stick. They probably have one that, and then the stick is like rounded or something, so they can get all the bits they need to. They do have sponges on sticks, but they just put them on the ground and roll on them. That's actually, yeah. That would work too, actually. I don't know. See, the only problem though is how clean are you really getting rolling around on the floor? That's my concern. What is clean? Well, not the floor after a wolf goes in there. Well, that Redbeard says clean is relative. Maybe the floor was cleaner. I think that may be true when he walked in, but if you're just rolling around, you're not making things cleaner or dirtier. You're just kind of spreading it around. And it's just like osmosis, like everything finds a medium. So I guess technically, by relativity, in comparison to when he walked in, he would be slightly cleaner. And then if that's your goal, all right, man. Whatever, dude. That's what's that meme? What is it like? You're not wrong, but you're an asshole. I forget. That's like from the
Quick
Big
question.
Lebowski or
When was
something.
the last time you hit save?
You're not wrong. You're just an asshole. Hey, Inferior, how you doing, man? That looks a bit better. Maybe I'll go into the body. Try to make some of these bits a little bit less prominently dark, I guess. Looking at this anyway. Cooking din, cycling through MMOs till some new X-Pack drops. What's this whole thing about the World of Warcraft What's this? What's the new Warcraft thing? There's like the pirate thing, which I don't know. It seems like just like a PvP arena thing. But wasn't there something new? Some other thing that I hadn't heard of before. Not well. Plunderstorm was the pirate thing, but Battle Royale. But now they had an accelerated Mist of Pandaria. Is that what it is? I forget, what's it called? Because the war within. What's that? Oh, the WoW. That's a new expansion. Okay. Gotcha. Turning WoW even more single player. Okay. I mean, at this point, is that not the life cycle of an MMO though? Let's be real. As less players stick around, the game, in order to survive, needs to change itself so that people can play with less people. Is that not just, is there, that's logically, that seems like the life cycle of an MMO. But I don't have, there's a video for you, Redbeard. You can do the research and I'll just nod in approval in the comment section. Because like, I don't know, World of Warcraft, like that's what you guys are saying, that's what's going on. EverQuest 1, they implemented the whatever it's called, your sidekick, who can sit there and be your heal bot. Vanguard, I don't know if they really changed the game, but they're just mercenaries. So that's what I was thinking of. And then there's Vanguard, where they didn't really change the game, but like people just kind of ended up having tons of accounts, and just everybody just started boxing pretty much. And I suspect a lot of that goes on in EverQuest 1 as well, in addition to the mercs. But maybe the mercs was like an attempt to like curtail the boxing. I don't know. And then just other games just outright die, like WildStar, and I mean Rift is still going, I think, but I don't know what's going on with them. They're fucking stealth mode. You never hear anything about them. I don't know what's going on with them. They don't make any headlines. You either live long enough to become a solo MMO, or you die a group MMO. Pretty much, yeah. That's a great way of putting it. Sad but true way of putting it. Inferior says, basically does what SWTOR did, letting alts share achievement and progression. Does that include XP? Because Vanguard actually had like a system like that. I forget what they called it. But like you could, it was kind of cool, but I could see how it could be easily abused. So that kind of abuse it at your own risk, I suppose. But you could essentially, what it did was, it was like a group, like kind of like a somewhere between a group and a guild, whatever whatever you want to call it, between those two systems, where you join this thing, and anybody in that thing gets experience from everybody. Like, it's all shared experience, goes into a big pool and it's shared to everybody. So it allowed you and your friends to always maintain the same level. So if you have like a static group and some people play more than others, all the experience was shared even if they're offline. So when you log in, you get like a big lump sum of experience based on what people did. So if they did a bunch of shit when you were like sleeping, and then you log in and you make all that up basically, which was cool. Is I think is well intentioned. The problem is you can do it, you can put all your characters on one account into the same thing, and basically level up once, and then all your characters are leveled up, which is kind of cool. You still can't play all those characters at once, so it doesn't impact boxing in any way, I guess, unless you're boxing to get a bunch of characters up. But the other issue is it doesn't impact like skills. So if you do that on a character that you never play, and you get them to like max level, then you have like a max level character with like 0 slashing and 0 defense, and all these skills are at level 1, which makes them a difficult person to play with or play as. Healing was awful at that point, and a lot of people refused to be a cleric. Interesting. Some people are extremely attached to boxing, like in EQ, TLP being one box, a lot of hot takes floating around that it'll fail because of that. Interesting. That is, yeah, Phil, that's strange. Like, I could see there people wanting to box. Like, that's people like to play how they like to play. But like, that's quite a take to say like this server will fail because you don't allow boxing. I'd be interested. Is that one that like hasn't come out yet? I'd be curious to see what goes up in that situation. I think at this point, people who still actually like play EverQuest 1, maybe that's a very specific group hyper focused on boxing, and if that's their audience, I could see that having a boxing server be detriment to that success. But I have never partaken in the EverQuest servers, the TLPs, but I'm thinking about checking out the EverQuest 2 one, because the Origins one, that sounds quite interesting to me. Yeah, there's a good chance I'll try the EverQuest 2 one, so you guys can wave at me, slash wave, and give me free stuff. It's definitely like a culture. P99 is a different group. How will I find that? Is true. I don't know how, because I don't want to. I don't want to join. Like, I don't want to like take up a spot in someone's like static group if they're gonna like try and do stuff, because I don't know if I'll be consistent. Or maybe I'll take a little break and play a bunch and then stop. But let's see. I mean, it's technically my job to. Granted, some parts of that are more fun than others. How are we feeling about this overall now? One thing I need to change is tail. It's a bit low on the body here. I don't need to update that on this file because I'm lazy. Might be worth it to see how this looks on the boyo, not in this pose though as well, in case that impacts anything. I just painted a bunch of shit on the wrong layer too. Dolan says, you have the full version of 3D Coat or just texture part? I have the full version, but I have an older version. I have 4.9, but it has everything else in it. I can retopo and I can UV. This one actually, I guess it does have a sculpting thing. I don't know how to use this. I've never used this. I just used it for painting. I used to use the retopo tool. To do this stuff, but I do in Blender now, and Blender does a better job. Oh, well, Blender does a good job if I need to do it in Blender. It's just a bit easier at that point. Not that I've had to do a ton of stuff. Yeah. Anyway, I'm getting kind of hungry, and my eyes all, like I said, again, I said it at the beginning. I don't have my camera on because I have a weird eye thing right now. My eyes a little fucked up right now, so it hurts a lot. It's all like puffy and shit. So nobody wants to see that. I probably need to go wash it again. Anyway, I think I'm good for. I'm gonna take a break and do food and other things and whatnot. So, yeah, me too, man. I hope my eye doesn't fall out because that would probably delay the game. That would be a bummer. The delay, I mean, yes. It certainly would put a damper on things. Oh, sweet. Okay. Here's the plan. We're gonna call it here. And then I'm gonna raid MMORPG. He's live right now. Playing some EverQuest. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging with me today. Good combos and everything. I appreciate you guys sticking with me. I hope you guys have a good Monday and everything. We'll go say hi to our buddy MMORPG.